I was
Mhm.
unable to do Padmasana. My knee joints were very stiff,
Mhm.
and that discouraged me from asanas. Though I did,
Okay.
but I did not do with the wholeheartedly.
Uh-huh.
I took to pranayama.
Uh-huh.
And I felt so good, I tell you, direct teaching from Swamiji. And because the experiments were done, and I had at that time 4 minutes Kumbhaka.
Namaste to all the yoga sadhakas. So we have yet another
Okay.
episode, and this time during the International Yoga Day time. So we have the legendary Dr. O.P. Tiwari Ji with us today. So namaste, sir. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation and joining us today. I think he's somebody who doesn't need any introduction. So he's a very renowned name in the field of yoga. But in spite of that, I will just take a brief moment to introduce him to all of you. Dr. O.P. Tiwari is a student of Swami Kuvalyananda. He is one of the few masters teaching pranayama practices with classical techniques, where the scientific outlook is in harmony with traditional wisdom. He has dedicated his life to teaching classical pranayama practices to students all around the world. He has taken forward the legacy of Swami Kuvalyananda under his leadership under his leadership. On September 9, 2020, Dr. O.P. Tiwari was awarded an honorary doctorate degree from Kavikulaguru Kalidas Sanskrit University in India. And 61 years ago, he had decided to leave his PhD studies to serve his teacher's mission. So that's a great comeback after 61 years. And he then took the responsibility of running Kaivalyadham Institute as a full-time job. He had a very important role in bringing teachings of Hatha Yoga, especially Pranayama, to international communities. And Dr. O.P. Tiwari Ji's favorite qualities known among his students are his humility, devotion, and sincerity. And his laughter and optimism is quite contagious. So thank you so much again, sir, for joining us. So it is really an inspiration for all of us in the entire yoga community. I would start by asking you about how you met your teacher and how was that first interaction that you had with your teacher, which kind of convinced you to dedicate your entire life to him.
See, when I was 7 year old, my father used to take me to a saint who was called a Naga Baba.
Mhm.
Naga Baba, I used to go not for yoga, but he will give me this something
Prasadam.
which I will eat, and it used to be ash of the wood.
Huh?
Then second time he will like this, will take from nowhere, take like this, and again it used to be pure sugar. And I used to go with greed to eat the sugar. But he was a very famous saint. That was which induced me to know how can he does this. The ash is making sugar. I should
Mhm.
know this. That
Mhm.
took me to the some practices of yoga. Then
Mhm.
when I came, I read a paper printed
Mhm.
from Allahabad, where I was doing my MA, Allahabad University. There it appears that there is a college of yoga headed by Swami Kuvalyananda, which gives the degree of postgraduate. I applied
Mm-hmm.
and I was given admission. But at that time, the scholarship, which was of 60 rupees only, and 50 rupees were deducted for food. I told Swamiji, Swamiji, I want to be here, but cannot be here because out of that 50 rupees are cut, I am left with 50 rupees. And I am married. I've been married one month before, so I cannot live. Swamiji thought and called me in the evening, said, I will give you 160. And that was the reason I stayed here. And
Wow.
today I am in front of you.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. That was quite an inspiration that he changed your entire life. Your guru changed your entire life.
Yeah, yeah.
And I also know that you're gone too deep into pranayama practices. And so when you started teaching this pranayama for the first time, or even to this day, asana is given more importance than pranayama. So people say always practice asana more, and even Western people practice only asanas. And what would you like to say? Like, what is the so significance of pranayama which you want everybody to practice?
I was not interested much in the asanas.
Mhm,
Reason was I was
mhm,
unable to do Padmasana. My knee joints were very stiff,
mhm.
and that discouraged me from asanas. Though I did,
Okay.
but I did not do with the wholeheartedly.
Uh-huh,
I took to pranayama.
uh-huh.
And I felt so good, I tell you, direct teaching from Swamiji. And because the experiments were done, and I had at that time 4 minutes Kumbhaka.
Okay.
And Swamiji was impressed. I don't know why, but his, many experiments were done.
Mm-hmm,
And then I had once very sharp pain in my coccyx region.
mm-hmm.
Swamiji gave me medicine. I was all right. But I stayed here. I did 2 years and did not see my wife. 2 years I was not allowed to go to home.
Mm-hmm,
I was continuously busy with
mm-hmm.
experiencing the result of pranayama.
Wow.
And that made me to stay in Kaivalyadham.
Mm-hmm. So finally, that pain went away by just doing pranayama, not asanas. So you
No,
didn't
not
practice.
with asana. It was because of the kumbhak in Kapalbhati.
Wow.
After
Keval Kumbhak.
Kapalbhati,
The Keval Kumbhak.
I don't know what it was. Swami said you have only to do, not to expect anything. I did.
Wow. Because it is so wonderful, because nowadays when people talk about yoga therapy, particularly for physical pains, they say practice asanas. But now you're sharing the power of pranayama. That is so wonderful. Particularly kumbhaka, long kumbhaka can bring so much of benefit. Wonderful. So after that, like what else? Like you just went into yoga therapy and you did a lot of things in yoga therapy. And I think Kaivalyadham is known for yoga therapy itself.
Oh, yes.
And after Swamiji left, so how did you take the responsibility, or did he tell you before he was going that you are going to be the one who is going to take it forward, or how it all happened?
See, Swamiji always used to tell me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a slok. He said, Manapmano yavetau yoginastau vishamrate apmano amritam prahur manastu vishamam visham. Don't talk. Whatever you are experiencing, keep it with you.
Mm-hmm.
No cheap publicity should become part of you.
Mm-hmm.
And God knows, whatever my experience was, it is with me and Swamiji.
Wow, fantastic. So, so he entrusted the entire responsibility. Sorry, is it audible? You can hear me?
Yes.
So yeah, so he entrusted the entire responsibility to you, and then the Kaivalyadham has done a lot of research in the yoga therapy.
Yeah.
So if you have to share one of the key research to the people, so what is that where you are involved? One, you said you are involved in Kumbhaka practices, and that is one study. And apart from that, were you also a subject for others research also?
Many projects. Because
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, my Kumbhak retention of breath was maximum. That is one of the reasons I was selected.
Oh, and very nice. Very nice. So, and also one thing I want to ask, because there are a lot of young generations coming to yoga nowadays. What is that message you want to give the young people? How do they want to practice? Or if you want to say that, okay, this is something which you have to do, what will that be?
Regularity.
Fantastic. Bang on. You made it difficult by the one word itself. So regularity is the most challenge nowadays with
Most
many people who come to
important.
my classes. Yeah,
Most important.
very true. Very true. Because I think that's the only thing that Patanjali talks about. Dirgha Kala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito. So I
Abhyas
think,
vairagya tan nirodha.
yeah, very true. Very true. All right, any other messages for the young people? Regularity is one thing. Definitely, they have to be regular. Apart from that,
See, there are only two things, regularity and sincerity.
wow,
Not seriousness, sincerity.
it's sincerity. Yeah. Yeah, I think probably you've just brought it out in 2 words. That's great. So just those who are listening to this, make sure that this is your life mantra now, because regularity and sincerity is the only way to go deeper into yoga practice. I think none other shortcuts are available. So please take this as a mantra from Dr. OPG, and as you go forward, you make sure that you're committing your entire life to the practice itself. And yes, you want to say something?
No, no. I want to listen,
Yeah.
hear something.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you so much, sir. So now, as you are aging now, still you practice yoga, or what are the practices you have modified now at this age? Uh, what is that you do now for your regular practice?
See, I practice only 7 postures,
Mm-hmm.
but 1 hour pranayama.
Wow. Okay. And if I ask you, what are those 7 postures? So, what are the 7 postures that you practice?
No, see, the asanas, there is no secret.
Okay.
Padmasana, Siddhasana, Ardhamatsyenasana. Like that, there are 7 only, which take care of the whole your body constitution.
Okay. I
Then
think,
my
yeah,
main thing is pranayama.
main focus is pranayama. Yeah. I think that is the essence of yoga itself, the controlling
Of
of our
course,
prana.
of course, that is why it is
Yeah.
called pranayama.
Very true, sir. Very true. Yeah, because a lot
Now,
of times we ignore. Yeah.
now I am enjoying the 93 years of age
Mm-hmm.
and very active.
Very active. I know that actually. I've heard lot about your activeness from many of your students.
But please don't quote this. I'm not telling this. People should know what I'm doing. And
Understand. Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's probably what we had time for. I just wanted to take a brief session with you to cover up the main key essential learnings. I think you already rightly said regularity, sincerity, commitment for the teacher. And I think all this comes out beautifully in your life itself, because your entire life you're dedicated to your teacher. And I don't think so. I think nowadays the modern kids, I'm not sure how many have this commitment to a teacher. That's something which is always a question for me.
totally committed.
Yeah,
For
forcefully.
me, I'm not nowhere responsible. It is all he. All credit goes to him. Not the
Yeah.
least for me. Just
All right.
sincerity I can claim that I was very sincere in practices.
I can definitely, your life says that all actually, because your life you're completely dedicated to your teacher. That itself shows your sincerity. Yeah. So, all right. So that's it for this brief session of Yoganubhava with Dr. O.P. Tiwari Ji. So thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful insights that you have given, and even it's inspiration for all of us that you are still practicing at this age. So yeah, I think that's it for this session of Yoganubhava, where we have briefly spoken to Dr. O.P. Tiwari ji. Namaste, sir. Thank you so much for giving your time to us.
My all thanks to you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think you have essentially given us a path from your life. What all we need to do is to be successful in yoga sadhana. I think hopefully the next generation will continue with all of these things. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
I must thank you
Thank
for
you.
giving me chance.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.